Hello, welcome to a short explanation family diversity. Family diversity refers to differences and variations in family types, also structures of family, also the type of relationships in family life, whether it's intimate or less close and more detached and more formal. It also refers to the roles and responsibilities and duties, whether male, men and women and children. So it could relate to the power relationships between partners, married couple, also parents and children. So family diversity is affected by social class, ethnicity and sexuality as well. So working class, middle class, family types, ethnic groups, South Asian family types compared to white British, etc. And same-sex families compared to heterosexual. So there's variations there, but firstly we can look at the different types of family. So the nuclear family is often considered the ideal type or traditional type of family. It's supported by many politicians and religious leaders. It may be criticised by some sociologists as harmful, exploitative. There's some key points in its definition as well. So Murdock, a functionalist, gave a definition of the family in 1959. He essentially said the family is where it's two parents in a socially approved relationship. So that would probably refer to the opposite sex in marriage at that time, who live in the same household, so under the same roof, with their own or adopted children. So again, there's some characteristics there to the nuclear family. The nuclear family is seen as playing a role or having a purpose in society. But people debate and argue in sociology over whether it is desirable or undesirable as a family type. For example, the functionalists and New Right tend to advocate the nuclear family and are concerned about its decline, whereas other sociologists like Marxists, feminists and postmodernists might argue other types of family can also play roles in family life. So we have to look at the ideology of the nuclear family and the whole belief system around it and whether it's agreeable or undesirable later in the course. Then we have lone parent families. Lone parent families, obviously one adult with their own or adopted children. So there's a debate around the lone parent family, so we have to consider whether it's part of a decline in family life and a kind of decay, or whether it's actually part of just alternative family types, which can also be functional. Lone parent families often concern over issues like crime and poverty. We also have the Beanpole family, which is related to demographic changes. Demographic changes is changes in the population, especially in relation to fertility, which is how many children are born, the fertility rate, the birth rate, also mortality, when people are dying, and the ageing population. So the Beanpole family is tall and thin because there are many generations, it's multi-generational, but there is a smaller number of people in each generation. This is a result of people living longer, so you have more grandparents and even great-grandparents. Divorce, because we have one person in the middle generation because she's separated from her partner, and fertility, because we only have one or two children, so there's a smaller number in that generation. And in terms of cousins and so on, in the extended family, horizontally extended, there are less people as a result of less fertility. So Beanpole families are increasing. People are choosing to have less children, choosing to get divorced, people are living longer, and so on. There's also the reconstituted family, where people are bringing children from a previous partnership and remarrying or getting into a new relationship. This is also known as the blended family and step family. There are interesting dynamics with step families. The dynamics can change when partners remarry or recouple, because siblings might lose power and status in the family, with the new siblings feeling they're being replaced might be an issue, and obviously step-parent, step-children relationships can vary. So there's interesting power shifts with step families, and we've also got same-sex families, where it's people from same sex having children of their own or adopting. So we could discuss the issue of surrogacy, surrogate parenthood, where a woman carries a child for another person. Again, there's concerns from some quarters about same-sex families, about the fact that they're less functional. Some people are concerned about socialisation problems. Again, the postmodernists would see them as providing an alternative type which can be just as functional. So there's a range of family types there. There's also household. Household is obviously not necessarily considered or defined as a family, where people are living together under the same roof, like a student household. But that's useful to illustrate what family means, which is the concept of kinship. The principle of kinship relates to blood or marriage relationships, which indicates duty, obligation, responsibility, whereas the new family type is often based on autonomy, choice, freedom, sense of individual rights, rather than obligation to others. And so some people would argue that friends are the new family. Friendship offers a new sense of freedom and choice, which enables people to still have functional relationships based on support, emotionally and economically, but increasingly based on choice rather than duty. So kinship is something which is important for all of the aspects of family life. If you have any questions, please email Daniel_Butcher@hotmail.co.uk.